All right, rucksack is on, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it. Rain's starting to pick up a little bit, but we're gonna get this operation 5-on-5 done. Temperature is about 37 degrees, real feels 34. So just trying to do whatever it takes to make sure that on the 5th of every month, I get out here, I do my 5K. I don't let anything stop me, because the whole point of this training is to be ready to bug out in any sort of condition, because you're not gonna get to choose what it's like if you have to bug out. So, I've done this in 100+ degree weather. I'm doing it now close to freezing temperatures. I'm sure as the winter picks up, there'll be days where it's in the 20s. I'm gonna have to come out here. I'm gonna have to throw on my bug out bag. I'm gonna have to get after it. So, as we continue along throughout the year, and this is gonna be really, not just this year, this is an ongoing operation. So, the 5th of every month, if you guys have been following, you know, and if you're just joining, on the 5th of every month, we do a 5K with our bug out bag on. Now you can switch up your bags. You could do your inch bag, you could do your bug out bag, you could do just your kind of like day pack. The whole thing is just to get out and do a 5K with whatever type of gear you're gonna have on you and experience all the different conditions. So you could go from a rainy day to a super hot day. It's gonna be obviously different as the year progresses. The whole point is just to get used to training with your gear, figuring out what you have that you need during this time, what you might need during the summer, how you want to change your pack throughout the season. Because if you don't get out and you don't practice with it, you'll never know what works best for you in each condition in each season. It'll all be just a guessing game because you won't have any sort of real world application to it. So I'm gonna focus on the bug out hike right now. I'll check back in a little later. All right, now one of the main reasons that I'm a big proponent of this Operation 5-on-5 and why I gave this mission to myself and why I'm giving it to other members of our group is so you can actually get out in the real environment, put your go bag on, your rucksack, your bug out bag, your inch bag, whatever type of bag it is on, and operate in it. Now, another part of it is as the year changes and the year goes on, you're gonna wanna address what I consider your first layer of preparation, which is your clothing. Now, myself in this situation, we got pants, a good thermal sock on, good hiking shoes, even for this type of condition. I got a couple different layers for my coat here. So my regular coat, a good t-shirt, a good thicker t-shirt, a fleece, a nice good North Face coat, which is durable in the rain, as well as my beanie. Now, I have gloves in my bag if I need them. I don't need them now, I'm not that cold. But if I had to hunker down in a bug out situation, it is something that I put on a little bit later. But just your first layer of clothes, like this is the first time I ever hiked with this jacket. And the way this jacket sits and the bulk to it, I don't necessarily need to do this strap, even though I typically do it when I'm hiking just to give myself a little bit more stability. But the bag itself just sits different with this coat on. I never would have known that, never would have been prepared for that had I not practiced it now. So this could be a little inconvenience thing that just throws you off and gets you unfocused on your mission if it's a real bug out scenario, if it's a real situation where you're out on a hike and now you gotta find your way back or you're gonna be hunkering down for a while. So this is all part of the reasons why we do these 5-on-5s. So Operation 5-on-5 is very important, even from just practicing wearing what you're gonna wear when you're out in a situation like this. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna get back to the hike. All right, so I got the umbrella. It kind of feels like glamping. If you saw my Instagram story, that's what I said too. So, I mean, I don't know. It feels a little weird. It doesn't kind of feel true to the mission at hand. But, it's gear I'd have on me. It's gear I have on me during my winter kit. So, I don't know. I might ditch it. Probably going to ditch it. Just feels like it's kind of defeating the purpose of this challenge. But it's gear I'd have on me. So, I'm a little conflicted as to what to do. Because if this was like, if I had to bug out right now, I'd have this on me. So why not use it, right? It's like why we pack this gear. But I don't know. It's part of this mission is supposed to be to make it hard. So it's kind of making it a little easy with the umbrella. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I decided to stay with the umbrella, especially after getting a text from my wife, Tara, telling me she's concerned. She didn't want me to do this because I've been sick. I've been a little under the weather. So coming out here, breathing in this cold air, being out in the rain, kind of concerning to her. I assured her I'm fine. And it's more of an integrity thing than anything. I'm not gonna not do this. I'm gonna have to be pretty fucked up to not be able to do this on the 5th of every month. So it's something I set out to do, so I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and be as smart as I can about it and just stay as dry as I can and just get this ruck done. So we're about that halfway point now. Should be heading back and just kind of redoing this whole loop for this trail I'm on. All right, one thing I'm also kind of discovering, or not discovering, I mean, I kind of know it, but it's very apparent that, you know, during bad weather, people don't want to go out and do things. For whatever reason, you know, they don't want to deal with the extra harsh conditions and the just overall annoyance of what it brings along. So something to keep in mind if we're in a bug out scenario. You know, moving under the cover of darkness is always good, but maybe moving in bad weather conditions, you might be able to catch up a lot of ground or be able to make some sort of surprise attack or surprise getaway or whatever it is. But, you know, optimal conditions, everybody could do that. Bad conditions, not everybody's gonna be built for that. All right, coming to an end of another successful 5-on-5. I'm starting to sweat a little, I don't know if you can tell, but that's not a good thing in conditions like this. I would have slowed my pace down a little. I was trying to slow my pace down, but really kind of the layer of clothing I have, plus the weight and the walk I was doing, really led towards me sweating. Now, when it's this cold, that could also lead to hypothermia pretty quick. So you want to be very mindful of getting sweaty when you're in these type of conditions. But, you know, knowing I'm going back to my car, knowing this isn't a long-term survival situation, I feel comfortable pushing myself a little bit, breaking a little bit of a sweat. Not that big of a deal, but real survival situation would have slowed my pace down even more. Probably to the point where I wouldn't have gained as much ground as I did in the time frame I did. So just something to keep in mind. If you're out doing some cold weather hiking or running around, you got to be very, very careful about getting sweaty and hot.